The school opening, which happens in August or September, depending on where you work, is an exciting time of the year. As a new site administrator, you may be feeling overwhelmed or flustered in your new unfamiliar role. You want to do well, but don't quite know how to move forward. If this sounds familiar, don't worry. I have 5 steps that can help you launch a successful school year in your new role as a school site leader. Hi, I'm Sabani Parcells. I have more than 20 years of educational experience, including 15 years of school site and district level leadership. I have formally and informally mentored many new school site administrators and have helped them to have successful careers. If you're looking for solid information and you're new to the educational leadership space, you're in the right place. If this sounds like content that you would be interested in the future, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Before we get into the 5 steps, let me clarify that this channel is for new site administrators and mainly assistant principals. So this information can be helpful to new principals or other new leaders. However, I wanted to clarify that this would be most helpful for new assistant principals at the school site. So for step 1, you want to get organized. And that means first that you need to communicate with the team. Depending on the size of your school, that could be yourself and a principal. It could be the principal as well as other assistant principals besides you. So a team of 3 or 4 is planning to launch the new school year. You may have been working throughout the summer months in July and some of August to get the opening planned out with your team. You need to be clear about what your roles and responsibilities will be for the launch, and that is what are your main tasks for starting out the new year. There may be someone that's covering discipline, someone could be covering curriculum, there may be someone that's handling community partnerships and other tasks, someone that's over athletics. So depending on the size of that team, you could have a very specific role. Or if it's a smaller school site, then it could be just yourself and the principal, perhaps another support staff, a counselor that is the leadership team. And so the roles may look a little bit different in that case, but just have a clear understanding of what your role is so that you know how to focus in the first few weeks. It's always important, and this may sound really basic and simple, but to calendar your to-dos. You will know day to day what you have to do, week by week, if you have things on a calendar. Whether you're comfortable carrying paper, the old-fashioned paper calendar, which is helpful sometimes to take to different meetings and those kinds of things, or you prefer an electronic calendar on your phone or on your tablet or iPad, it's always important to keep that calendar up to date, because in administration, you'll find out no 2 days are the same. Things may change, things may get added to your calendar. There are a lot of times emergencies with other staff, and you will be responsible for picking up additional work. So you want to make sure you have that calendar so that you know what to do, what your day is going to look like, what your week is going to look like. That's extremely important. The second step is prioritizing those duties. Of course, safety is always first. You want to make sure students and staff are safe. That could include you monitoring the campus, walking the campus, being visible, looking out for hazards on the playground or on the yard. It could be looking out for strangers and making sure everyone has proper access to the campus. So safety will be the first priority. Visibility is really important. Like I stated before, students feel safer when there's administration that's visible when there's changing of class or in the morning and the afternoons. Visibility also starts staff and students to get to know who you are as the new administration. Again, if you have specific roles as the as one of the assistant principals or as the assistant principal, whether it's being responsible for textbook distribution, supporting teacher needs, handling discipline, working with the teacher that's in charge of student activities, whatever those responsibilities are, make sure that you are clear about those and prioritize what is most important. The third step that you want to take is to start to build relationships with students, with staff, with family, and with the community. Again, going back to prioritizing your duties, when you are visible, because visibility on campus was one of the points that we made prior, that visibility would give you a chance to talk with students, get to know them by name, get to know what students are interested in, and just starting to let students get to know you as well. Just coming out, being friendly, being available and accessible to students is a great way to start to build relationships with the students. Another way to build relationships with staff specifically is to be supportive of them. Many times you'll get requests via email, or a staff person may stop you as you are canvassing the hallways and doing your duties out in on campus. The best way to build those good relationships is to be attentive to emails, get back with folks when you are asked to. As well, following through with your duties as an administrator on the administrative team is also an important component of building good relationships with the administrative staff. Also, communicating with families. Families are a huge part of the school community, and just making sure that, again, you are responsive to family needs and that families understand what's happening in the school. The fourth step in the process is to familiarize yourself with the school's culture and climate. You want to look at what is typical. What does the school do? What we do here is your school culture. That's the first piece. And you're looking at, is the school student focused? Are there staff celebrations? What is the level of family involvement? Is there a community partnership or partnerships? And as you work day by day, you will learn more and more about your school's culture. But it's time to get started with being familiar with your school culture. The school climate is how we do things. Is there an expectation of respect from students and staff? Is there staff collaboration, or is it staff members working in silo? Are families welcome? Their first impression as they walk on campus, is it a warm welcome from the front office? Is the community an extension of the school? That is your school climate. Again, as you work day to day, you will learn more and more about your school's culture and climate. And finally, enjoy the process. Enjoy this first experience as a school site administrator. It really is an exciting time. You will learn so much in the first few weeks and months of school through doing things well as making mistakes, which is going to be understandable. But start to kind of learn your leadership style, and how you like to support the staff. Have a mindset, if you have worked as a teacher for a long time, or maybe you've worked as a teacher at your site, that you are now an administrator. So there needs to be a shift from a teacher focus to an administrative focus, where you are in a more of an evaluative role, where you are making decisions that impact what happens on campus overall. So it's important to really have that mind shift of administration, and that sometimes you have to make decisions that it's for the betterment of students, and now you're looking at campus wide and what's going to be best for the school. And then finally, just slow down and take a deep breath and just really learn as much as you can as you go. You have until June for this particular year. So you have 10 months of learning and growing and understanding your school site. So it's best to learn as much as you can, not go too fast, so that you won't make, mistakes or as many mistakes, because there will be some as you learn, but you want to just enjoy the journey. So again, if you found that this has been helpful for you or interesting, then be sure to subscribe, put a thumbs up and like the video if this was helpful. And you can also turn on notifications. I will be uploading videos with different topics to help you along your school journey. So take care.